Hello, world. I'm Conrad, and this is the Luminolog podcast. We talk about technology, creativity, and spirituality. And today, here is Daniel Im. I'll do a quick intro. Daniel Im is a founder and former machine learning researcher. He is the CEO and founder of Belief Market, a social app that turns online debates into opinion markets, and he also runs a healthcare venture called Miso Care. Before startups, he studied AI and math at the University of Toronto, researched deep learning at MILA and Janelia, and spent 4 years in a PhD program at NYU before leaving to build companies. And we are here at Network School. And anything you want to add to the intro?
Yeah, I mean that's a good intro. So I just try to briefly summarize. I started my career as a machine learning researcher, starting back in 2012. I went through a lot of just doing research practice.
And you were in Toronto, and that was a really great place to be in if you're an AI researcher, right?
Yes. So fortunately, I was in University of Toronto, and while I was there, I was able to learn from Professor Geoffrey Hinton.
Really, Geoffrey Hinton?
Yes,
he's the godfather of AI, championing the
he's a
neural
Nobel
networks
Prize
since
winner.
the 90s.
Yeah,
And Nobel
winner.
Prize winner in physics.
In physics.
In physics.
Yeah, so I fortunately enough to meet him, and he brought me into machine learning world, because he wrote me the recommendation letters and stuff.
Wow, it's huge.
Yeah, and at that time, Ilya Sutskever and Andrew Kapov, they're all my TAs at that time.
Whoa, they were your TAs?
Yeah, Alex Graves and everybody.
Wait, Ilya and who else?
Andrew
Andre Karpathy?
Yeah, Andrew Karpathy. Anybody you can think of, many are from there at the University of Toronto.
Oh, cool.
So, so I somehow got into machine learning. I was doing a lot of research, and then I did my master's at University of Guelph, and then went to University of Montreal and worked with Professor Yoshua Bengio. Yeah, who's also Turing Award winner.
Turing Award winner, yeah, that's really big.
Work with him, and then I moved to, and then I sidetracked and then started doing I got into neuroscience, so I went to HHMI Janelia neuroscience research farm.
Neuroscience research, where was that?
It's in Virginia.
Yeah.
So Howard Hughes Medical Institute supports that as a nonprofit organization, part of the site, and I was making artificial flies.
Artificial flies?
Yeah.
How do you flies? How do you make artificial flies?
I mean, not physically, but
simulating the brain.
Brain, but also movements and motions with all the data and even social data, even not just one fly, but given 20 flies in a group setting, 10 males, 10 females, and we try to. And depending on their genotypes, they behave differently. The way they behave, social interactions behave differently and stuff. So I was training AI models to simulate each artificial flies depending on which genotype it is, and then if you let them interact with each other, then it will produce the similar behavior as the real flies in the social network within that genotypes.
Interesting. I know that there's the fruit fly brain was mapped pretty early, and then they're working on the human brain mapping or being able to simulate it in a computer.
Yeah. So actually, I think Janelia is the place where they map the entire brain. I think they contribute a lot on that. And there's other cool stuff with the rats, mouse, and a bunch of other fishes and stuff.
And then what did you do after that?
So after that, and then the COVID hit, and then I thought, okay, I need to move to New York, and then I joined NYU for starting a PhD there, and I focused on causal inference, and I stayed there for 4.5 years. And then, but in the end, like I like dropped out because I was like more into doing startups and stuff. So yeah, that's what.
Yeah. What is causal inference?
Causal inference. Okay, so it's a concept where there's a causality and correlation, right? Correlation is something like something like A and B are
happening. They're
joint-
similar, but they're not influencing each other.
I mean, they're kind of tied, entangled, meaning the probability of event A happening and probability of event B happening is some likelihood of there, and then they're tied.
They're tied.
And then, so if A happens, the B is also likely to happen given the A event or something like that. So I'll give you an example. So let's say coffee, we have a hot coffee, right? And then we measure a temperature of the coffee, right? So then, because coffee is safe, because coffee is hot, the temperature barometer, the temperature will go up, right? Right. So coffee caused the temperature to go up, right? But it's not the other way. If the temperature is up high, it doesn't mean that that doesn't make coffee hot. So it's one-sided. So, but if you measure this with the data, like you measure every time you do like 100 times run this and measure with data, then you will always see that whenever coffee is hot, temperature is high. Whenever temperature is high, coffee will be hot. So it's the two are highly correlated. However, that will mislead because then you might think that because of the data, temperature is making the coffee hot, but it's other side. Only the coffee being hot increases the temperature. So in real world, things happen. Some things happen because of causal direction, causations, not because of correlations. And yeah, so the causal inference is a study of this. If there's a drug discovery happening, will this drug better than the other drug? And they apply to the patient. But how do you make sure that the drug effects on patient is not fluke by correlation, but this drug is causing the patients to have certain results. So
it's like you're looking at mathematical models of how to spot patterns where you can determine if these events are correlated or causal.
Yes, with some data and massaging and some formulas, try to figure out whether this is what's gonna happen, like asking counterfactual questions and like causal inference questions and so.
What are causal inference?
Inference. So inference we know is
like
infer something, right? So in here, let's say you know that with this patient, some outcome's gonna happen. But if I replace drug with another thing, or if I replace drug with another action, like another drug, what's gonna happen to this person? So you're inferring what's gonna happen in the future.
So
not future, but potential outcomes. Yes.
And the goal of these research studies is looking at AI and models to be able to predict this, or is it?
Using like statistical or machine learning or AI models to train the model so that you can infer what's going to happen and start asking counterfactual questions, what if questions.
And then you made the jump to go into entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, I did entrepreneurship. I started before.
Yeah. So, I think I want to, before we go there, how about I'm curious about when was the first time you interacted with a computer?
Oh, the computer. Okay. I would say 1998, around when I was like 8 years old.
What did you do with it? Did you
Or
own
maybe
it?
10.
Did you?
Yeah, so my parents bought a computer back in the day, and I think it was Windows 98.
And it was South Korea?
In South Korea, and mostly I think I played Tetris.
Tetris on the game.
On the game.
Did you
yeah.
on the desktop? And did you
Desktop.
spend a lot of time playing games?
Yeah, when I was young, I think I spent decent time, not like crazy amount of time, but I played a lot of StarCraft. So in when I grew up in Korea until 11, when I was 11, so at that time there's internet cafe was a really big thing. So I would always go to internet cafe and play StarCraft, Diablo 2 with friends. Sometimes Maple Stories.
Interesting. That's like it was so in part of the culture. Every kid was doing that.
Yes, the StarCraft was big. So it in our elementary school, StarCraft was it was part of it's like a gym class. So we had a coach. Our gym teacher
Really?
was our
Wow.
StarCraft coach, and
Amazing.
like our elementary school teacher faced another elementary school
Wow.
school kids.
It's like first, second grade.
This was from like grade 1 to grade 6, and
Yeah.
mostly it's grade 6 that are the best ones, right?
Wow.
So
I
they
can
would
imagine. That's so cool.
Yeah, so they would pick top 3 and top 3 from this this school, top 3 from another school, and the two gym teachers or two teachers will meet and then arrange it, and then they'll face each other.
And then at 11, you moved to Toronto.
Yes.
Cool. And now I'm curious about how you got into programming. I saw that your GitHub goes back to 2011, which is pretty cool. Mine goes back to 2016. It's like I just passed my 10-year mark, and I was to me it was a big milestone, because that day I started my GitHub, made the first commit, was one of the biggest happiest days of my life. Anyway, so how did you get into programming?
Yeah, so until finishing high school, I didn't know what programming was at all. I never saw like terminal in my life, probably. I just went to computer science because my friends were applying for computer science. So I didn't know what computer science was. I didn't know. I had no like idea what I want to do at all. I just follow what my friends are applying for.
Cool. Yeah.
And then I got into computer science, and then my first midterm I got like 20 out of 100, like 20%. And I mean, but the whole class average was also like 16 or something. But that was my first time. Okay, shit, I gotta do well, and I gotta like little bit try hard and.
University of Toronto, right?
Yeah, and then but it was natural. Like actually, it was very good fit for me because like more I learned, I liked the theory part. I liked the algorithm class, and yeah, overall I liked computer science and math.
So at first it was a bit hard, but then
yeah,
got to like it. And did you graduate with CS?
Yeah, I did a CS specialist and mathematics specialist. So that's like each one's like 4 years worth.
Yeah. Cool. Wow. That's nice. And what is your story with entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship. Yeah, so it's for me, I think like doing machine learning was one of my first like thing that I was so passionate about. Like
machine learning. Why?
I think it was. Things changed after taking Geoffrey Hinton's like undergrad class, and that changed me.
2012 around there. 2011.
Yeah, 2011 around. Around 2012. And then after I took his class, I just follow him every day. Like I start following him every single day. Go to his office hours. Go to his office. Because I was so into machine learning. I thought it was so interesting and fun.
Why was it interesting and fun?
I think the way he explained, the way he uses analogy to explain things, and I don't know, somehow I was like so hooked, so into it.
Can you give us a bit of a taste or a snapshot of what was it about it?
I think the way he explained things is it uses a lot of one, like while like artificial neural network is inspired by brain.
Yes.
But the way he explained things at that time, I felt like it's not purely from the brain, like neuroscience perspective, but he uses a lot of psychology and like different areas of philosophy, uses a lot of psychology analogies and neuroscience analogies and all. And all of these were like getting into me.
Uh-huh.
And then after I start going back to his papers from like 1980s that he wrote.
Uh-huh.
And I start reading his papers, and it got me even hooked more on stuff like how he was analyzing the weights of the artificial neural nets and used that to figure out what the brain damage is, or he was like explaining what the brain damage might be happening using this. He was explaining a bunch of other interesting things, like so I was like really hooked. Most of my friends they liked computer graphics more than machine learning at that time.
Yeah, I remember like around 2014, 2015, there was a lot of interest in AI and machine learning on like Coursera, and I was like really into taking Coursera courses, and I took a few, but I really gravitated more to the programming and application kind of developing. But I knew that ML and AI was just like is super interesting. That one day I will get into it, and I'm learning. So I'm glad to be learning about this. And like, is there any like one paper or like topic that you would recommend somebody that wants to like from Geoffrey Hinton or from your experience?
For me, I think one of the second paper I read was like about brain damage. You have to search brain damage and Geoffrey Hinton. Maybe it will pop up. I don't remember the exact title of the paper.
Okay, I'll find it. And yeah, that's really great. And then, what about the entrepreneurship? I know you did a couple like startups, like in crypto, AI, and so tell us like the story about like your arc in entrepreneurship.
Yes, so I never thought that I'd start a company ever. Like everything in my life was never like planned actually. So nothing was planned. So even entrepreneurship wasn't planned. So I was in Montreal, and my roommate from Netherlands, he was into like start doing a startup and stuff. So he talked about it a lot, and for me, I was like, I didn't really get it. I was like too into doing research at the time. And then at one point, I don't know, I was like, and then Deep Minds came out, and then bit like AlphaGo and stuff, and then at the time Professor Yanlakan became like Facebook director and stuff, and like AI acquiring was very hot at that time, and acquisitions and stuff. And at the time I was like debating, so I thought, oh, maybe I want to try. And then at the time I was debating, if I go directly to PhD now versus should I try a startup? Like I was debating. But if I do a PhD and then I finish after 5 years, then I'll be around 30. And I wouldn't, maybe I will have family, maybe I have girlfriend, maybe if there are other important dependencies that would be a harder environment for me to start a startup at the times. It could be. So I thought it's better to try a startup when I don't have any dependency. I'm not tied to anything. So even if something goes wrong, I'm just it's a learning experience for me.
Yeah, makes sense. No low risk.
Yeah.
And nothing tying you down. A lot of freedom.
Yes. So I thought I'd try this, and then if things don't work out, I go back to PhD or something like that. And basically, and another thing is that I was thinking that at that time we are always, even now, like we're training using data, training AI models using data, right? But AI can get better than how much information is in the data that it's trained from. So it can't go beyond that. And then same thing for humans. Like even though we read a lot of books and we try to shove in a lot of knowledge and experience, we always have to Google things. We have to do a lot of information retrievals. So I thought that AI needs to also have a search engine so that they can get informations beyond what they have already learned. So I start building search engine. So I dropped the AI, like training with AI models. I just started building search engine, and then we were trying to train AI with all the search engine data. All the search engine data, and we're trying to talk to like different universities and different vendors to try to get them to use our search engine data and stuff.
And what was it called?
Oh, it's called AIFounded.
AIFounded.
Yeah.
And, was it a VC backed?
No, it wasn't VC backed. So,
Bootstrapped?
it was all bootstrapped after with my money. After I had a zero business sense, right? I never know what business, or I never took business class, or I don't know anything about business. So we just start building. We're just builders. And then there was another company called Element AI, and we were trying to sell our company to there, and we went through like 8-month M&A process, but it failed. But luckily, and then at that time we were like pretty exhausted, because as soon as like, oh, there's M&A that's gonna happen, might happen, like it's nothing works. Like you can't really work anymore. Like you get this butterfly heart, and nothing's like as before. Like when you hear that information. So like we were like very disappointed, upset, and then luckily we found the Clearview AI, which is another company that wants to have our search engine algorithm. So we sold the IP to them, and then the co-founder, he still works there, and for me, I left.
Oh, okay, interesting, cool. So you had an exit. That's the first exit.
Yeah, small.
Cool. And then what happened after that? What was the next venture?
So next one, then it's 2017, and then that's actually when I joined. I'm like, okay, let me try to join Janelia, the neuroscience research, and then while I'm there, let me sort out what I want to do and stuff. And then at that time, a friend of mine, he was very into crypto. I had no idea what crypto was. I know what crypto was because in 2015, when I was doing master's degree, Ethan Buchman, he was my colleague on their same advisor, and he sat next to me. And he joined grad school trying to do machine learning, and we were doing machine learning research together. But he sidetracked, and then he got more into blockchain, and that's him. And he made the Tinderman and Atom, Cosmos. So he's the founder of Cosmos. So he ditched machine learning and he went to do blockchain stuff. But he was always talking about it. So that's when I first found out what it is.
Toronto was like a hotbed also of activity on blockchain.
Yeah, because at that time I was like near Waterloo, and Vitalik and everybody was making Ethereum in Waterloo.
Yeah, 2012, 2013, he was there.
Yeah, I was there like 2014, 15. And then people are making and then 2017, the ICO era came, and two of my Chinese friend, he was very into crypto and ICO stuff, and then he was like, hey, we need you so that we can have AI guy here, and then let's try to do something, do ICO, and then he was like, oh, I already raised money, you just need to come and join. At the time, I didn't know what ICO was. I didn't know anything. I was just, okay, you raised money, so I just joined, and I joined. And it's called Coinscious.
Coinscious.
Yeah, Coinscious, like conscious with Coinscious. And it was basically a data mining company, a market data mining company. So we had about 19 different exchange with 200 coins at a millisecond level market data coming in. So we had 200 servers keep banging on the exchanges to fetch the data price, so that we get the most granular data, price data, and then we try to sell it to hedge funds or institutions. But that didn't but we quickly realized that it's not a good business. Selling data is not a good business where they're gonna they pay one time. They don't constantly pay things. So we pivoted to doing consulting and stuff. So at that time, there's two things. For me, I was purely into business. I was trying to sell data. I was trying to consult with the hedge funds and stuff and projects and do a lot of consulting analysis. And then there's my Chinese friend. He's trying to do more focus on ICO stuff and fundraising side. So I didn't like the ICO part. So in the end, it didn't work out. But I learned a lot of experience from there because that was first company that did fundraising. I mean, they fundraised before I joined, but they did the whole thing, and then
And what happened with this Coinscious?
yeah. So what happened was so basically Ripple was our pilot project. It's a very small pilot project, and then 3IQ hedge fund that did first BTC ETF. They were also our client, and we basically for one at the time I don't think there was DEX, so everything was like traded on centralized exchange, and all the centralized exchanges were probably doing a lot of wash trading to increase the volume. Look like they're the most popular, hottest ones. So if you're a coin project or investors or trader, you don't know what the real volume of a coin is. You'll be like, what is real volume that people actually use my coin to trade? Like, because there's so much fake trading going on, right? Fake volumes. So one of the things that like we try to do is analyze what would be the real volume like, or how much is each exchange wash trading. We try to statistically infer this.
Detect it from some data you can.
Yeah, try to look into that. And same thing for a 3IQ hedge fund. When they apply for BTC ETF, like there's some compliance that they need to do, and which exchange price are you gonna use, and so on. And in order to do that, comply that, you have to prove or you have to show evidence that these exchanges are more likely to be not doing reliable, and then these other ones are bad ones. So we try to do like a lot of analysis for them to help with that, and they did get they did pass, and they did the BTC ETF, and we also helped them with a lot of portfolio rebalancing. We provide analysis and data so that they can do portfolio balancing and so on. But in the end, it didn't work out because first the coin thing that they launched died, and then second thing is the founders were not really synced. For me, I wasn't really into coins at that time. I was more into how to get the business work, whereas the other members had to figure out how to get the coins work because they did the fundraising and stuff.
So you left that, or what happened?
Yeah, so we seized the company. That one, second one didn't go well. We seized the company, and I was feeling like, oh, why am I doing all this hard work analysis when I can trade myself? So during the COVID time, I was thinking, oh, should I try to do a hedge fund, or should I try to do my own prop trading and stuff like that? And then that's DeFi summer came, and DEX came and stuff. So
it was like 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah.
So I got into from the training. I got falling into more like that's when I first got into Web3, DEX, AMM algorithms, and all that. And that's when my third company started, where I came up with my own AMM algorithm, and we try to create a DEX. And then we apply for because we put sports data. It's a sports DEX, so it became sports betting. If we put spot data or perp data, it becomes something else. But so that's when I started the third company.
And what was that called?
It's called UBet.
UBet.
Yeah. Cool. But with that, actually, we pivoted after 3 years because I was too focused on tech. And then now I'm focused in consumer markets, and that UBet, we pivoted, and then now that became a belief market.
And then you were also doing a PhD that started that?
Yeah, I did a PhD, started in around 2021.
NYU. So you were in New York City at that time?
Yeah. So I was in New York City at that time.
Did you go to NYC NFT in 2022?
Probably, yes, I think so.
Okay, maybe I saw you there.
Yes, so we're all flipping NFTs.
Yeah. And why did you decide to go from sports betting to belief markets? Tell us the journey to where did the idea of belief market come from and why?
Yes, so being completely tech and algorithm driven. So the whole reason why we started was I came up with the AMM algorithm, right? That we want to implement, we want to make it happen. We need to apply to some application That's why we applied to sports betting. But it turns out the lesson I learned from doing that was like, oh, like there's a couple lessons I learned. One is, for a personal lesson is like, I don't want to do something that already exists and try to make it better, improve. Rather, I want to do something completely new that doesn't exist in the world, and either it works, it doesn't work. Because if you try to improve something upon what's already existence, first, you don't have the first mover advantage. Two, you feel like it's gonna work, and then you're always at that level where, there's always this hope that unless you have a good distribution channel, otherwise you feel like it's gonna work, but it's not taking off, it's not dying. You're in that gray zone. So I didn't like
it's
that.
Like all or nothing, category defining.
Yeah, I prefer all or nothing categories so that you know whether it works or not, or whether this is, you can be the first mover or you can be the
create a new category.
Yes, so at least I like that. So that's one thing I learned. And second thing I learned is that Web3 market too is small. The market is extremely small, and everybody's trying to fight for the small market share, which is why it's very competitive. So I thought the second thing I learned is, you need to target like traditional consumers so that you have a way bigger TAM. If starting with the Web3 TAM is so small that it's not worth fighting all that for. So I start moving more and more from tech guy to more like thinking like a go-to-market business-oriented guy. And then the next thing I've been thinking, okay, what can we do next? And I've been thinking prediction market too. Actually, I thought about starting a prediction market before doing sports betting.
Why prediction markets, and why did they get your interest, and why would you want to work in that?
At the time?
Yeah.
So actually, that's when Polymarket started at the time. If I started, we would have started at the same time. Right?
So you were aware of that idea and that
prediction market? Yeah, because the first prediction market came out in 2018. They're called Augur.
Yes. And
then we were doing research about it, but in the end, I thought it wasn't that interesting for me at that time, or whether we don't know how well it's gonna work. So we went with the sports betting, and now we thought, okay, we want to do maybe prediction market.
You're like, there's more evidence that this is going to work, and it's going to grow.
It's more unique. Only Polymarket exists. There's nothing else. At that time, there's not even Kalshi. And I was thinking, but then we don't want to be just the same Polymarket, like prediction market. We were thinking, how can we be like unique prediction market? And it was pretty hard to do that because the prediction market, the Oracle part is a big deal. And then you need to do it based on the order book. So who's gonna do all the market making and stuff? So I thought it wasn't that easy to do it. And then somehow I keep trying to focus on consumer, and and then it became social opinion app. Which is
what is that? Like belief social opinion app? Why is that? Why you're convinced that's gonna be a thing? And how does it work?
Yeah, so let me explain to you what it is. So think of it as a TikTok for opinions, or more like gamified version of like X for Zoomers and stuff. Where here, the social market, where people anybody can create a market, and then once they create a market, this market, people can participate on the different side. They have to choose a side.
It's always two sides.
It can be multiple, but usually it's binary side. That's as simple as it is. And then people can rally with their tribes, and also they can bet on which one's gonna win, which gonna have more votes, more money in their side. So it's not a prediction based, it's a popularity contest with money, right? And people can comment and argue and create an internet drama.
And when does it get executed, the final?
So anybody can create a market, and when they create a market, they have to add an expiry date. So until that expiry date, the market will run, and then people will start chipping in and then interact. and then by the time market closed, it's gonna try to settle.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna win.
So how about like Donald Trump is an alien? Yes or no? We have 1 week, and people argue about that.
Yes.
And then yes or no, whoever has the most votes.
Yeah.
And
money votes.
Money votes. And what are money votes?
I mean, they're staking with money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I can put in like $100
Yeah.
USDC. You put in 200, and at the end, say
The one that has more money wins.
Say okay, so then you voted no, then you win. What happens to my stake?
Okay, so if the winner takes the losing buckets, so all the money goes to winner side, and then they will get distributed based on your shares that you have in that other buckets.
Okay, based on the shares. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So how? So tell me about like the story of how you developed that, and when did it get started? When was it like released? And your current last couple months like work on this.
Yes. So we pivoted about a year ago, and then we've been working, and then we released around maybe December-ish. And then since then until now, we've been trying to onboard a lot of users to test how good the retention is, and how fun it is. Because in the end, this business is about selling fun, entertaining.
What chains is it on?
So we are on BNB chain and also base chain, but mostly all our users are using BNB, interacting with BNB chain.
And what's the URL of the domain name?
Oh, it's called belief.market.
Belief.market.
Yeah.
And
actually, we're gonna change our name.
Oh,
we're gonna rebrand our name.
Do you have a new name now?
I can't reveal.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
it's
okay.
still like we're still like in the middle of process to figure out.
Okay.
Because we want to move to more of social media name rather than a belief market has a prediction market bias where people think when they hear belief market they think it's prediction market, but we're not prediction market at all. One, because it's not about predicting future. Yeah. It's purely on the opinion stuff. And it's more of a, if you look at the platform, it has more of social media flavor where infinite scroll. Anybody creating fun market is more like a meme markets that they create.
It's like popularity contest.
Yeah, on fun relatable thing. It's not about what's gonna happen in the world economy, finance, or politics. It's nothing like that, because poly market or prediction markets are usually like older generation, not the Zoomers or alpha generations, whereas ours, they will target more of younger generation, like university students and so on, so that it's more relatable, meme-based, fun stuff.
How has been the users' interactions, retention, what keeps people coming in, and what gets people to first try it for the first time?
Yeah, so, okay, that's very okay. So far we have about close to 1,000 active users, weekly active users, and we have about 2,000 to 3,500 active monthly users. And mainly at the beginning, the way we get them to attract and use it is we do have to they wouldn't come unless so we actually we have to give a bonus and rewards people to try it for the first time. So first time experience that's the marketing cost.
What's the reward for them?
Money, cash.
Oh, cash.
Yeah.
Okay. How much?
You can check it out.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Okay. To try it, and then you get it for voting first time for what?
Yeah, it's just experiencing our platform. Onboarding, maybe use it for my hope is they use it for 3 days, and then after that they get hooked, and then they continue to use it. Yeah.
How do they get hooked?
How? If it's fun, if it's fun, addicting, then they'll keep wanna come back. But yeah, that's the idea, right?
Can you give one example of a fun experience that a person has on that could be?
Yeah. So one of our community member, her name's Sarah. I see that she always posts about her paintings to get opinions from people's opinions about her paintings, how how people, and so she wants to get views on how people see her paintings, or other people. I don't know why, but there's a lot of food markets where people say, oh, this food versus that food, and then you get bunch of people vote on food because people love food, and then they comment about why they like one food versus another. And we have a big anime community, and this anime character versus another anime character from another total different cartoon, and then people like they're so into who's a stronger
like,
fighter.
This character is definitely the best.
Yeah,
I love him. I'm convinced they're gonna win, and so I can see this being very social because people are interacting regarding their views, their interests.
Yes.
And then they're like, there's a bit of excitement and pride, like, oh, I have a better taste in anime than you, or
yes. So it's internet drama. So basically, turn all these internet drama into social markets that you can watch and also participate, right?
Do you think people participate and engage with the platform with the intention of getting monetary reward, of making money?
No, they don't. They actually engage without even monitoring monetary reward, like even commenting, forming a clan, or liking, voting, just feeling of a relatable, emotional empathy. Everything. That's all sort of part of the game, right?
Interesting, because it's like it's so much. There's like so different things when people think about making money, and then they're just all of their thinking, decision making is optimized for how can I maximize getting money, and then this is more about this kind of communication, this experience, this entertainment.
Yeah.
And it makes me think of that tension between like the artist and the business, and then also makes me think of this study of kids in, I think it was like an 80s study, and they were kids that were liked to draw. They did a study. Those that liked to draw were given like a reward, and then they compared the kids that didn't draw with the kids that did draw. The kids that did draw were getting rewarded. Afterwards were drawing less when the reward was taken away.
Yeah.
So
right.
it can kind of also impact the person's like.
I see. Yeah, I mean, that's a very good point. I think I get that feedback a lot too. So that's something that we are trying to work on. But so that there has to be intangible goods that we have to give it to our users, so that they really they stick. For example, if you think about Instagram, like for me, I don't know about you, but I think I would assume that like our Instagram, we post a lot of posts, and that's kind of becomes your identity.
Yeah.
Right, and then people come back because of identity, and that lasts very long, right?
Yeah.
Because the post that you make, is the way you want to view to others, and that's your view, that identity that you want to show to others, right? That's one side of identity that you want to show.
Yes.
So we are also trying to look for this intangible good that will keep our users realistic.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like the Instagram for me, it becomes like my diary, my biography, my autobiography, and then since it is public, it's like I am expressing my values, who I'm about. So, but I find it super interesting that there's tight interaction between like monetary kind of reward, and our own beliefs, our own interests, passions that are like not related to money, and like that's a very interesting intersection. I'm excited to like watch how this develops.
Yes.
So tell me like all right, where are you going next with Belief Market, or the new name that you?
Oh yeah, so we're gonna try to more transition to a social media name, because having a market is too biased towards crypto.
Yeah, and I mean, you're gonna change the name. Then what are you gonna do with the platform.
Yeah, I mean we still are we are still in the process of product market fit, in my opinion. So one key metric that we're focusing on is retention rate. Actually, I'm not really focusing on the number of users, active users, or growing users, but how to increase the retention rate up to level where, like what you said,
they keep coming
they
back.
keep coming for a very long time, right? And how and to figure out the customer lifetime value and so on. And if we figure that out, then we just can spend more money on marketing to scale, right?
How are you figuring that out? Are you tracking these, measuring, and watching these numbers?
Yeah, we have a lot of observability tools that tracks retention rates, actually the way how people use our platform, how many people create market, how many people do view, how many unique people do all these, and how much time they spend, and also.
Awesome. So, taking a step back, we are at Network School, and the first time you came here in March, and I remember I hosted like a demo night, and you demoed the belief markets, and that was really cool.
Thank you.
And that was and then you've been here back in June and July, and how did you find about Network School, and why did you decide to come?
Yeah, okay, so I found out about Network School 2024 when they had the first cohort. I applied, but I didn't get in. And then I forgot about it. I mean, I didn't forget. Every time there's a Token 2049, there's a Network State conference, I did attend all of them.
Oh, wow.
So I was into the Network State conference because I thought all the speakers that they bring were cool and stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
And then in March, suddenly they emailed me that I got accepted.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay, maybe I'll come and look, see what it's like.
Okay. And March, and you came right away.
Yeah. So I got accepted around maybe February, January-ish. I don't even remember. But it's just the application that I submitted for the first cohort, right?
It's like ready almost 2 years before.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, they have finally accepted me now. I'm like, maybe they need more people. So I was like,
that's good. They kept they were watching. They're very on top of things.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll come check it out. And actually, I think it's good turnout that I came on the third cohort rather than V1 or V2 because I think they improved a lot, like through iterations, right? And when I came in March, the thing that I liked was people I met here, and then I think I met a couple friends while I'm here, and I think lifestyle is pretty good. So I thought I'll come back again. So I had other plans after March, so I left in April. I went to Shenzhen, China for 2 months. And then I came back in June, and then now this is July, the third month I'm staying.
Do you plan to stay here longer, or what do you think next?
Probably. I actually referred 2 people.
So, great.
So I got some credit. And I probably keep referring more people to come because some people told me that they are interested in coming. So so if maybe I probably come back.
Awesome.
Because if I refer them, I feel like I have to be here to host them as well.
Okay.
So I feel like I need to be obligated to host them here.
Oh, nice.
Not just refer.
And welcome them and integrate them. So what has your experience been here? Like what were like some of your favorite things about being here?
Okay. The one thing is like I don't have to worry about what I'm gonna eat every day. And I don't have to worry about which workspace, co-working space, or which cafe I'm gonna go every day to think about where I'm gonna work from. Very small things, and then I don't have to worry about the gyms. I can go to the gym whenever I want. So very small like lifestyle things that I like where I can just do it in my pace, and I don't need to worry about it, so I can just focus on what I only care about.
Awesome. And
And I think and attending some of the interesting events that also help me in a sense that it just motivates me to learn more things and keep pushing. So it not just only about like what's happening in the event, but or it's just energy that I get will keep making me go further.
Like seeing
So
seeing other people also being interested in doing really interesting things. And I want to ask you, like, my Luminolog is like a private AI journaling companion, and the intention is it's like a mobile app where you can journal every day for 750 words to keep a streak and create a soulbound NFT that is like a proof of human, and it's through voice, video, handwriting, or text, and it becomes like long external memory, and with a private AI companion. This is like my feeling that this is a really good like digital product for developing like language and thinking and learning and processing emotions and remembering who you are and what you're here for. What do you think of that? Would you try it? Would you use it?
Yeah, I think it's. So recently, I've been thinking how to do founder marketing, and maybe your tools are really somewhat good and relatable to founder marketing because, in the end, like you have to write all your journals and what you think. You have to put down your thoughts into like almost like a diary, right? And then you just add one more step at how to turn that into a way that you can do founder marketing on X or LinkedIn. So I feel like that's a good tool where if it can help me write journals so that I can reuse those to do a founder marketing.
Founder marketing meaning like you're posting from your perspective on social media about your founder journey.
Yes,
topics?
Exactly. So that I can. Because I think one of the hard part with the founder marketing is being consistent and what you don't know what to write about. But if this tool like journal stuff, I think journal apps help you keep track of your thoughts, your
get
ideas.
the raw data that you can then refashion to some shareable
information. Yes.
Yeah, I like that. And so tell me, on the topic of founder marketing, like what are your online? Are there any websites or places online where people can see your work or connect with you or follow you?
Yes, right now I just recently started, like just less than one week ago. I am trying to do it from X and LinkedIn the most, but actually I think I should expand it to TikTok and IG because most of our own users use TikTok the most. So, but TikTok and IG requires a lot of video, selfie reels and stuff, which takes more time. So maybe I'll get there sometime, but right now I'm just starting with the text first.
Also, carousels on TikTok and Instagram can be done, and also.
Because founder marketing, I think you have to show your face.
So like on that topic, I haven't done too much of this, but I think like getting comfortable with like sharing like a short 30-second talk about like, I just learned this. Like yesterday I saw a reel about like language of a startup, like how a lot of founders look at the problem and then they solve it and they build a product, but they don't really think about the language of the marketing, and like they use examples of like store your photos on a website, change to share your photos, and that like increased conversion. And I think like so that was just an example. I could just like record a 30-second video on that. I was just thinking that I haven't done too much of that, but I think just lowering the friction of you like getting from you to like posting something that you like, that you feel good about is the real path, the key. And what are the handles that people can find you at?
Yes. On Instagram, my handle is IM _Daniel _IM.
Whoa, like IAM at the end?
No,
IM at the end.
Yeah,
but you start with IM?
IM, yeah.
Oh,
so
two IM.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's really cool.
IM
Daniel.
IM _Daniel _IM.
Cool. And what about X?
X is a Daniel underscore J underscore IM.
Okay. And LinkedIn?
LinkedIn, I don't know.
It's just your name,
Yeah,
Daniel IM.
Yeah.
IM. And what platform are you most active on?
I think X and IG, but IG is more like personal stuff. X is more like thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. And one more question. I'm curious about your thoughts recently and in the future about how you're doing marketing for the belief market.
Yeah, so right now we are actually, because we're still focusing on product market fit more than marketing, so everything that we do is words of mouth and referral based. So we're gonna keep doing that until we feel like our retention is extremely good. And then once we finish that, once we get there, then we're gonna scale marketing through a lot of UGC content and also a lot of marketing ads.
So right now it's more intimate, closer, high touch. Well, just
community based,
community getting
focused.
Collecting the feedback.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, and any last? So we talked had a great conversation. We talked about your journey from first computer playing StarCraft, University of Toronto with some legends of AI, and doing startups in crypto, Coinscious, then New York City doing belief markets, and now here at Network School. Anything you want to any loose ends you want to tie up?
Yeah, so I mean, it's great that we went through all the way going back to my elementary school journey, starting doing computer, Tetris, and StarCraft, and so on. So it's a good throwback, and I think I also see that my life journey was so random. It's it's taking me to the place that I don't plan. I didn't plan. But overall, it's great, and I was also very happy to share how we start building, how we came to belief markets, even from UBet, and now we're trying to change another name. So next time I wanna maybe I can come again with the new name. I can join your podcast with the new name.
Oh yeah, part 2. I'm excited for that.
Yes.
We'll come back for that. And I'm really excited about this belief market idea. I think it's really cool. Excited to see where it goes. Are there any? Okay, one last question. Are there any practices that you enjoy that this is really good that helps me a lot in my life and in doing things I want to do and accomplish?
I would say for me, depending on your stage of life. When I was in 20s, I had I never get tired, full energy. But now I feel like I find the balance of good workout, good exercise routines, and a way to control myself so I don't get burnout. At the same time, I keep focusing. I learned something. I think it's important that you manage your work-life balance so that you don't get burned out, and it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, it's a marathon. Be kind to yourself. All parts of yourself. You need to take care of your body.
So that's one. And another advice I would say is sometimes you just execute and we just go straight forward. You just run. You just run forever because you're only focused on executing. But after a while, you will realize you execute so much, you were so busy, but you didn't get that much far because you didn't look around, you didn't do a retrospective, you didn't think enough. So, and then you get into this trap of workaholic, but actually you didn't move that far. So, in my opinion, to avoid that, you always have to focus on thinking about, rather than executing, thinking about what is most important priority that I need to solve. And sometimes doing it this greedy approach of just solving the most crucial important ones, not one thing at a time, and don't try to do multitask, don't try to achieve multiple things at once. I think in the end you may go even way farther than just work and execute. I mean, work, you have to keep working, but I mean executing versus thinking about what is that you need to execute, you have to have a good balance between the two.
Effort and ease, and wanting to zoom in and zoom out. So, one more question came up to me. Like, were there any connections from like your research in AI and learning about AI and machine learning and the human brain and this belief market? Like, is there any inspiration, any intuition that directed you to do this?
Most of, like, not really. Like when I was doing machine learning, I was so into more like mathematics side, but more of I guess somewhat like yes. So
it's like because like money is like a reward function, right, for humans and for societies, and we're like a digital simulation of these agents, intellects that get rewarded with money.
So for me, actually, the thing that kind of that right now I can think of is I always keep find the crowd of wisdom works well in machine learning algorithms. They're called like mixture of experts or
super intelligence.
Yeah, stuff where you don't use one model, you use many models and then use it's the average over the multiple models, and then that does better than single model in machine learning. And same thing in life too. If you look at sports betting or trading or everything,
prediction markets. That's the whole premise.
Yes. Like using the crowd of wisdom is better than solo prediction, and then now averaging over experts only is even better than crowd of wisdom. So always, how do you, if you wanna predict something, if the way things work, like or even like a product market fit or everything, in the end the market has to choose you, or the selective, like the experts in the market, that the whales or the big movers of the markets has to choose you. So I think stuff like that I can kind of resonate.
Okay, awesome. It's been an amazing hour talking with you today. And is there anything you want to say to conclude?
And thanks for having me here. And it's a good experience. It's my first podcast in Network State School, and I hope everyone enjoys our discussion, and hopefully some of the conversation and my story is helpful or useful to you guys. And if you guys leave a comment, maybe we do part 2 with my new name, new company name.
Awesome, thank you. Sending you all peace, good vibes, love, peace,
bye,
and
peace.
and shake.
Thanks.
Awesome. All right.
Okay.